In the few seconds it takes to start this, millions of dollars are being lost to digital friction, to hidden costs, and to systems that have just gotten way too complex to control. So today, we're going to dig into a company, Go Hard Unlimited, that claims it has the blueprint for taming all that chaos. All right, let's just start with a really big question. Something for anyone running a business today. I want you to take a hard look at all your digital stuff, your software, your data, the whole shebang. Is it actually an asset? Is it pushing you forward? Or has it secretly become this complex, costly liability that's actually holding you back? That question right there, that's exactly the problem Go Hard Unlimited was built to solve. So to really get what they're doing, let's start at the beginning. What exactly is this company? Okay, now this wording is really important. They don't just call themselves a tech company. No, they're an engineering-led innovation company. And that tells you everything. It means their foundation isn't just about writing code. It's about deep structural design and thinking about the architecture of tomorrow. And they take this super rigorous engineering mindset and apply it where the pressure is absolutely off the charts. We're talking about high-stakes industries. Think about global finance, or our energy grids, or critical logistics. These are sectors where if a system goes down, or even a single piece of data is wrong, the fallout is just massive. Failure is not an option here. So how in the world do you bring order to that level of complexity? Well, they design and govern something called modular technical infrastructure. And honestly, the best way to picture this is like high-tech Legos for these gigantic corporate systems. Each brick is a standardized, perfectly built component, but they're all designed to snap together perfectly, creating a digital structure that's both incredibly strong and, surprisingly, really flexible. Okay, so we get the what, this modular, Lego-like approach. But how do they actually build with that kind of precision, especially in these high-stakes places? Well, that brings us to their proprietary toolkit. This right here is the key. Their core principle is governance-first tooling, and that's a huge shift from how things are normally done. See, instead of building some massive, complex system and then trying to figure out how to control it later, they build the rules, the oversight, and the security right into the technology from day one. Control isn't an afterthought. It's literally the foundation. And this slide just lays out their process perfectly. Step one, they take in all the existing chaos, that digital spaghetti junction that a company is running on. Then in step two, they apply their proprietary systems to untangle the whole mess. And the result in step three is a total transformation. What was a complex nightmare is now a set of clean, clear, and totally auditable workflows. So let's take a quick peek inside that system. The foundation is something they call the Harmony Stack, or HRMMONI. You can think of this as the master conductor for all those digital Lego bricks, making sure every single piece is communicating perfectly and working in sync. It's what stops the system from falling back into chaos. Working right alongside the Harmony Stack is the foundational codex. Now, if Harmony is the conductor, the codex is the rulebook. It's this unchangeable library of best practices and architectural principles that gets enforced across the entire system. It makes sure every new component, every new brick is built to the exact same high standard. And the final piece of this toolkit is their enterprise-grade index protocols. This is so cool. It basically creates a real-time Google Maps for a company's entire digital world. It means you can instantly trace any piece of data from where it started to where it ended up and understand every single connection along the way. This is how you get true transparency. So all these systems, the conductor, the rulebook, and the map, they all work together to produce one incredibly important result: auditable workflows. And what does that actually mean? It means every single thing that happens, every action, every process, every data transfer leaves behind a clear digital footprint that you can trace and verify. No more black boxes where you just cross your fingers and hope for the best. Okay, I know this is all fascinating from an engineering perspective, but let's get to the part that really matters for any business leader watching this. Why should you pair? Why does any of this actually matter to the bottom line? Well, it all boils down to one incredibly powerful idea. You can finally measure the true cost of your software and your data. And that real cost breaks down into three critical areas that, for most companies, are completely invisible. First up is energy. And this is really unique. Digital operations use a staggering amount of power, but it's almost always a hidden, unmeasured cost. Their systems create what they call energy-aware workflows, which lets a company actually measure and then control the real-world electricity bill of their code. Second is risk. Think about it. When you have those auditable workflows and that governance built in from the start, you slash your operational and security risks. You know exactly what's happening inside your systems all the time. For security, for compliance, for just pure accountability, that is a total game changer. And finally, of course, there is performance. By untangling all that complexity and creating a clean, modular infrastructure, you can properly optimize the speed, the efficiency, and the output of your entire digital ecosystem. It's simple. Everything just works better, faster, and way more reliably. So the ultimate goals here create this powerful, self-reinforcing cycle. First, their infrastructure gives you the ability to measure these true costs. That measurement gives you the power to control them. And once you have control, you can then continuously improve every single part of your operations. It becomes this amazing loop of constant enhancement. And that brings us right back to where we started. For any organization out there, the question that Go Hard Unlimited really leaves us with is this. Do you actually know the true cost in energy, in risk, and in performance of your software and your data? What hidden liabilities might be lurking in your own digital ecosystem?